Breaking news alert. Murder, drugs, violence.
We hadn't given up. Our job is not done, and we won't stop.
How investigators brought down a criminal empire operating across the Mid-South. Live team coverage. School sex assault accusations.
My heart goes out to her and her family, and I'm praying for her night and day.
But it's who was accused of the act in a girl's bathroom that will surprise you. A motorcycle ride comes to a fiery end. What led to this deadly moment? Misuse of do-it-yourself spot treatment could be putting your skin at risk. Warning signs you need to look for.
Breaking news alert. 16 suspected gang leaders arrested right here in Memphis. They're all part of the Gangster Disciples.
Federal investigators say this 2-year investigation is helping to make the streets of Memphis safer.
WMC Action News 5's Jerry Askin is going to start our team coverage.
That's right. He has many charges that these gang members are charged with. Jerry?
Well, Kanji and Joe, here's a copy of the federal indictment we got our hands on today. Many of those men were indicted earlier today here in federal court, and 16 men in a well-known street gang now in federal custody on no bond.
We are coming after you.
Investigators going full force, now taking down leaders of a well-known street gang.
You can run, but you can't hide.
This indictment spells out what these alleged gang members are accused of doing. After a 2-year multi-agency operation, 16 alleged Gangster Disciples gang members are now off the streets, operating everywhere from Memphis to Fayette County to even Jackson, Tennessee. And here are the 8 men from Memphis, all facing federal racketeering charges. Investigators say they're possibly in this well-known street gang as leaders.
These are, again, individuals that are allegedly calling shots and making leadership decisions as it relates to the criminal enterprise.
Now, according to the indictment here, they were pumping huge amounts of heroin, cocaine, and marijuana on our Mid-South streets, making a whole lot doing it.
They also committed assaults, and kidnappings, and tortures, and attempted murders of individuals they believe to be rival gang members.
And this makes for an even larger deal. A dozen or so alleged Gangster Disciple gang members faced federal indictments today in Atlanta. Investigators being proactive, working to dismantle gangs, and they're enforcing the RICO statute, a federal law providing harsher penalties for those involved in organized crime.
And we're not going to stop. We're not going to give up. We're going to go after these bad guys. We're going to make the community safer.
This is a well-known street gang, well-known to police. I'll tell you what I found out background-wise about this gang on WMC Action News 5 at 6. For now, we're live downtown where it's very windy. Jerry Askin, WMC Action News 5.
Well, the Gangster Disciples is a dangerous gang founded back in the 1970s in Chicago, Illinois. Investigators say it now operates in 35 states. Jason Miles joins us now, continuing our team coverage with a look at how officials say the gang is highly organized. Jason?
Very organized, Joe. Bill Haslam may be the governor of Tennessee, but in the Gangster Disciples world, Derek Crumpton is the governor. Crumpton was in charge of issuing orders to kill rival gang members and coordinating criminal activity, according to these indictments. Memphis has such a large role in this gang, the city has its own governor. Robert Jones held that rank here in Memphis, along with issuing kill orders. He allegedly was also involved in murder, kidnapping, and selling drugs. Henry Cooper, meantime, who is known as Big Hen, held the rank of Chief of Security of State. Cooper was in charge of supervising criminal activities. He was also in charge of issuing kill orders on Gangster Disciples who violated gang rules, according to the indictment. For a closer look at the history of this gang, go to our website. At the Alert Center, Jason Miles, WMC Action News 5.
Now, this federal investigation spanned across the South all the way to Georgia. In Atlanta, there were 32 indictments handed up today, including one against a police officer. We'll have much more on this case from Atlanta coming up at 5:24.
A sexual assault is under investigation at Wooddale High School. The alleged attack happened in the girls' bathroom, and some have shown surprise over who's accused of carrying out this assault. WMC Action News 5's Ian Silver is live with what the sheriff had to say about what happened. Ian.
Yeah, Kanji, Sheriff's Office tells us this actually happened in a girl's bathroom here at Wooddale High back in March, but that the victim didn't tell her mom about it until near the end of April. Other parents tell us that they feel horrible for this girl, but sadly they're not that surprised something like that would happen here.
I do feel bad for her. You know, she's probably being bullied. and she probably just had enough and told her mama.
A spokesman for the sheriff's office tells us the victim was groped by another female student in the bathroom.
It doesn't matter if it's a female, a male, or anything. You do not have the right to put your hands on anybody in that way.
LaShondra Randall's son goes to Wooddale, so she spent some time here. She says this sexual assault is a symptom of a bigger problem at the school.
It's not a surprise to me because I've actually walked inside of that school and the children are roaming everywhere. They pretty much do as they please.
She sees them skipping school regularly.
And I've talked to some of them, and they just feel like they're not respected. They feel like it's a joke.
And she says the only solution to getting teachers and students more engaged.
I just feel like the parents need to be more involved. You know, you just drop your children off and just keep going, and that's just not going to work.
Randall hopes things change immediately, because she says being sexually assaulted at school is the last thing kids should be worrying about.
And I feel sorry for that young lady, and my heart goes out to her and her family, and I'm praying for her night and day.
The Shelby County School District sent us a written statement saying in part that they did follow procedures by immediately contacting law enforcement, and they say that this situation is currently under investigation. Reporting live, Ian Silver, WMC Action News 5.
Breaking news alert, a motorcyclist is dead after this fiery crash. This happened about 1 o'clock this afternoon on 3rd Street near Peebles in southwest Memphis. WMC Action News 5's Janice Broach joins us now live with what caused this fiery crash. Janice?
Well, northbound 3rd Street at Peebles was closed for a few hours as police investigated that deadly motorcycle crash. Witnesses say the motorcycle rider was going more than 100 miles an hour.
It was a big boom. It was a big pop. It was a big boom, and I looked, and a gentleman was flying through the air. And when I ran over there, his motorcycle was on fire.
The burning motorcycle so damaged, it was difficult to tell what it was.
When I made it to him, his eyes was blinking at me, and I told him help would be on the way, and then I lost him.
Witnesses said the motorcycle was going north on 3rd. The driver went through this green light at Peebles, and witnesses say he hit this white truck that was pulling onto 3rd, throwing the motorcycle driver at least 100 feet.
And he had to be going at least over 100.
Other witnesses tell me the biker was going so fast he looked like a blur.
I knew when I saw that man flying in the air, he was hurt, but I didn't know it was going to be anything like this. Terrible loss of life, terrible way to die.
And we do not yet know exactly who was at fault in this because we don't have a complete report from police yet. And we also don't know the condition of the driver of the truck. Live at 3rd and Peebles, Janice Broach, WMC Action News 5.
What a windy day in the Mid-South. Northwest winds about 15, 20 miles per hour. Right now, sustained winds in Memphis at 20 miles per hour. Gusts at 26. We've seen them as high as 35 miles per hour. Here's what's going on around the coverage area. High pressure to the west, low pressure to the east, driving a northwest wind into the Mid-South. And it's even helped to trigger a few showers with a cold front that came through as expected. A little bit of light rain falling around the Mid-South. Really, most of the coverage area doing well right now, but you get right around Lafayette County, you got a little shower activity there. As a matter of fact, right there, a couple of showers coming across Sardis Lake. That may make its way into Oxford within the next 30 minutes or so. Oxford looks like it'll be there in about 14 minutes. But as far as things go, if you're getting out this evening, I think most of us will enjoy a mainly dry evening. 73 at 7, 64 at 9, and 61 at 11. Those winds diminishing too. Tell you more about that, give you a heads up on a chilly night coming your way in the First Alert forecast.
Dozens of cities across the country are successfully using a new tool to cut down on gun violence. The question is, why aren't those tools being used in Memphis? Tonight at 10, a WMC Action News 5 investigation uncovers crime-fighting technology Memphis city leaders seem to have taken a pass on as the number of shots fired in the city grows into the tens of thousands.
The lady house got shot up. No kids dead. Old lady, why they shoot her house up?
They literally sleep on the floor. They're afraid. They wish something could be done.
Tonight at 10, 2 things new technology can do to make your neighborhood safer and why Memphis city leaders have not bought in. That's tonight after an all-new Chicago PD. A University of Memphis student charged with raping another student inside a student housing complex. WMC Action News 5's Tiffany Neely talked with students who say that school campuses should be safer.
I think it's awful. I think this is a place where we're supposed to feel safe.
University of Memphis student Destiny Denton is shocked after hearing what happened inside a campus dorm, where a victim told police this man, 21-year-old Marcus Vaughn, raped her.
You shouldn't have to deal with things like that on your own campus.
Vaughn was arrested, and according to friends, he was also a student after enrolling fall 2013. The victim told police Vaughn raped her and stole her underwear. Vaughn later admitted to police he touched the victim in a sexual manner and took her underwear. According to court records, this isn't his first run-in with the law. And Vaughn's friends and neighbors say after some trouble here with his mother, he then moved down the street to live with friends, where the trouble continued. He was arrested in March 2015 for aggravated burglary and domestic assault. With his criminal past and attending the school, other students say they're second-guessing where and who they hang around.
You just have to be cautious of your environment and your surroundings and the people that you are surrounding yourself with.
Vaughn is charged with rape and sexual battery and is due in court May 9th. Reporting at the University of Memphis, Tiffany Neely, WMC Action News 5.
A proposal to build multiple juvenile facilities in Shelby County was presented to the county commission today. Former Memphis Mayor Willie Harrington presented the plan. It would provide two 200-bed facilities, one in Fraser and the other in Millington. The facilities would offer medical and mental health care, as well as educational and vocational training.
We're talking about true rehabilitation. This, to me, represents the most serious effort to get at the recidivism rate.
Harrington says the project would not require county funding. Mayor Mark Luttrell supports this idea, but says the proposal would probably face a tough test at the state level.
We are sending a high five to a sophomore who earned the highest possible score on the ACT. Dwight Moore attends Christian Brothers High School. He scored a 36 on the test. We have Joe Birch here pumping his fist in the air as an alum. Well, the school sent out a statement congratulating Moore. Less than 1% of students who take the ACT earn that top score.
Next at 5, a warning for women who use fade creams.
It really is important to understand the danger that you're under when you're using some of these chemicals.
The red flags raised by the misuse of do-it-yourself skin treatments.
A cold front bringing in a chilly night. I'll tell you how cold it's going to get.
Plus, more breaking details on the crimes committed by the gangster disciples. More team coverage on the arrests across the South, including 32 arrests in Georgia. Breaking news alert, there were questions being raised about whether a California doctor, an addictions specialist, responded appropriately when he was called to help music icon Prince. The doctor was called because of a medical emergency, but the doctor had a scheduling conflict out in California where he was, so he sent his son to Minnesota. A medical expert not related to this investigation is questioning that call. Cause of death has yet to be determined in Prince's death. Governor John Kasich is suspending his bid for the White House. The decision comes a day after Kasich finished a distant third in the Indiana Republican primary. Donald Trump's win there in Indiana paves the way for him to earn the majority of the delegates, making him the party's very likely presidential nominee. And Lester Holt will speak live with Donald Trump in an exclusive network TV news interview on NBC Nightly News immediately following this broadcast at 5:30.
Ladies, if you're using skin lightening or fade creams to treat those trouble spots, listen up here. Some doctors are now saying that any amount of spot management should happen at your dermatologist's office only. WMC Action News 5 investigator Jerica Phillips has the reasons why.
Scarring, dark patches, acne. There are lots of reasons millions of women of color turn to fade creams or skin lightening agents.
One of the reasons that brought me to using fade creams was because I was in a car accident and I ended up having some scarring that was caused to my face.
But serious health problems linked to the misuse of these do-it-yourself creams are raising red flags for dermatologists like Pravish Patel.
Part of the treatment of this is using lightening agents or bleaching agents. Most commonly on the market throughout history, we've used an ingredient called hydroquinone.
Dr. Patel says that's the big one, hydroquinone. It's banned in parts of the UK, but low doses are legal in fade cream sold in the U.S., where it's most often used by aging women to decrease dark spots.
I think staying away from hydroquinone is key.
Long-term misuse of a lightening cream with topical steroids can lead to hypertension, thinning skin, elevated blood sugar, even stretch marks. According to doctors, another red flag is the mercury in some mystery creams sold online or without ingredients listed on the label. Mercury poison can cause serious damage to the nervous system.
There are so many products on the market.
Zaria Washington grew up in Whitehaven, but her passion for cosmetics and skincare took her to New York as a professional makeup artist. She says she's seen clients with permanent damage for skin lighteners.
I'm definitely cautious and sometimes nervous about certain products and using them in regards to face, because products that are recommended for the body are not always sensitive enough for the face.
Dr. Patel says even over-the-counter products aren't always safe. She now offers her own patented line of skin creams she claims are free of toxins.
So the lightening agent or the serums in both our lines, we have one that's safe for nursing and pregnancy, so we can use it for melasma, and for the anti-aging line as well.
More reasons why you may want to leave spot treatment to the professionals.
I think it's important to talk to your dermatologist before self-diagnosing or trying to do at-home remedies, because it really is important to understand the danger that you're under when you're using some of these chemicals.
Jerica Phillips, WMC Action News 5.
Now, the most common use for fade creams to get rid of dark patches often triggered by pregnancy, menopause, or birth control pills. So ladies experts say to do your homework.
Warm and windy day for most around the Mid-South, but a cold front has come through the area, bringing about a little change. You're going to feel it tonight as far as things go right now. From the Alpha Insurance Camera site in Oxford, they're in the town square, looking at the courthouse, and a few clouds in the distance just beyond the water tower, but overall pretty good. You can see the flag flapping there in the wind, and the winds have been high. There are a few showers in and around the Oxford area coming across Sardis Lake, but notice the farther south it goes and southeast it goes, just kind of falling apart. Some showers south of 278, moved through Batesville, got a little bit of rain that's headed towards Marks, but it's just light rain for the most part. A little bit right along 78, right there around New Albany as well. Now the rest of the coverage area dealing with gusting winds anywhere from the northwest at about 15-20 miles per hour. That's what we have in Memphis right now. Temperatures across the coverage area, they're still mild, low to mid 70s, 76 in Memphis, 73 in Oxford, 72 in Dyersburg. Corinth, you're at 66, 77 right now in Harrisburg. Corinth got a little shower earlier. Right around the Memphis Metro, it's 77 in Millington and Bartlett to 76 in Collierville. Olive Branch is at 75, 76 in South Haven. Let's take a look at what we're tracking on the weather front. Clearing skies tonight, 50s in Memphis, but we're going to see 40s in the suburbs and the outlying areas. Get ready for that. Now, sunny skies return tomorrow, low 70s for Thursday's highs, and then we've got a nice weekend warm-up. We'll be back in the 80s, middle 80s by Sunday. Clouds and radar imagery in the last 5 hours showing that little band of showers developed right around the Mississippi-Tennessee state line, but now pushing on out. Futurecasts indicating that, and by 10 o'clock tonight, should have a mostly clear sky. Temperatures right around the upper 50s to low 60s. We get to around 8 a.m. in the morning. You're going to wake up with sunshine, but a little cool. We're looking at mid-50s in most areas. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, plenty of sunshine. Temperatures only in the mid and upper 60s, though, so a little chilly through the day. And then as we get to 7 p.m., we're looking at mid 60s across the area, mostly clear sky, and it looks like another chilly night coming our way for tomorrow night. Around West Tennessee tonight, we're going to fall in the upper 40s. Yeah, upper 40s. Throw an extra blanket on the bed. We'll see highs tomorrow, upper 60s to near 70. Cool day, but lots of sunshine. Northern Mississippi, upper 40s for you, may hit 50 in Marks. We're looking at highs in the low 70s in most communities. Eastern Arkansas will be in the low 70s, but look at those overnight lows. 48 to 49 degrees. In Memphis, we'll fall to 50, mostly clear. North wind at about 5 to 15 miles per hour, but diminishing. And then as we get on into the day tomorrow, I am expecting what is shaping up to be a mostly sunny sky, and it looks like we're going to see our high top out at right around 50 degrees. So let me pop over here for some reason. Doesn't want to go to the 7-day forecast, and I got to show you that. You've got to see the 7-day outlook, and let me see. And unfortunately, technical difficulties, not bringing it to me. Oh, well, we try. And sometimes the computers and this don't want to work. I'll show you the 7-day forecast, hopefully by the end of the show.
All right, we'll be right back. Back to the takedown of suspected gangster disciples. The gang is in more than 30 states.
Not only right here in Memphis, but today 32 federal indictments were handed up from here and Atlanta, Georgia. Those indictments include racketeering offenses that involve murder, robbery, and drug trafficking. Investigators say gang members used community work to cover up some gang activity.
Members of the Gangster Disciples who were involved in community-based activities such as feeding the homeless, Stop the Violence rallies, and community fundraisers are simultaneously involved in violent criminal activities as well as narcotic.
Investigators say in Atlanta, the gang has committed 10 murders and 12 attempted murders. For more on this coverage, go to our website, WMCActionNews5.com.
So we could see rain in the 7-day forecast?
Next week, look at this. It's going to be a beautiful, chilly night tonight, 50, 71 tomorrow, 76 Friday. We're in the 80s for the weekend. Look for rain late Monday into Tuesday.
Come on back at 6 for the latest on body cameras.
With the WMC Action News 5 mobile app, you'll be the first to know. From WMCActionNews5.com to text and email alerts for breaking news and weather. It's all right here in the palm of your hand. Sponsored by City Auto. Shop where the dealers shop.